Hi, and welcome to Living Room Court. This episode, Screen Time. Welcome back to another Living Room Court. I'm here to discuss screen time with my mother.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So what is your side of the story, kid?
Well, so I think that you limit my screen time and a lot. And so screen time is also useful because you can call or text and some jobs come out of it, and also because it's healthy for us.
Okay. Well, I know up until now, there has been a lot of talk about limiting screen time. Right now, we're kind of in a new reality where we are dependent on screen time to move your education forward.
Like Zoom or Google Classroom.
Yeah, and so I think for temporary reasons, you probably will get more screen time. But let's assume that we were back to some sort of
like 2
schedule.
weeks ago.
Yeah, I would have argued that. I would have argued that you did need to limit your screen time to maybe an hour a day because the way you were using it wasn't for communication or learning, it was for video gaming. And I think that does allow for me to say, hey, I think an hour is enough.
Yeah, but the problem is that when you limit it to an hour, you could just say, I limit you to no video games, only video games for an hour, not screen time.
Okay.
Because that also implies anything that has blue light or something like TV, texting, calling.
Okay. Does that include like FaceTiming when you say calling?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's actually a really good point. Last time I read, screen time involved all that too, including video gaming. So an hour is yours to choose how you spend it. You could always divide that hour, like 30 minutes gaming, the other 30 minutes texting or FaceTiming.
No, but an hour is just too little. I think that kids should be able to expand their screen time because there's all the essentials in it, like communication, and sometimes you just need to be entertained.
Good point. I'm not going to discuss. I don't think you're making a bad point there. What I do think is probably a reality, though, now is as we're seeing a shift in how we can use online or screen time in a more responsible way to educate you. Then I may reconsider actually after April 3rd when you have to go back to school because I might have found a way to engage you online in a different way.
Yeah.
But I do think that does mean that maybe we replace some of that hour of gaming, quote unquote, with more educational endeavors that we've been discovering.
Like Google Classroom and...
Well, Google Classroom we've always had to do, I think, as part of your homework, but I'm talking about new things like Google online classes or even other things or clubs of people coming together to talk to each other. So most certainly I think there's going to be a whole new way to think about screen time, in this household at least. But I still think that the issue of gaming time is still going to have to be limited. You're silent suddenly.
Yeah.
What's interesting is while we're talking about this, why don't we talk about how it's been for you the last 3 days in the sort of cocoon called social distancing, sharing office space with your mom?
We take our dog for walks still just to get her exercise and stuff, and then I watch documentaries to sort of be homeschooled.
Yes.
And I'm reading a book called, what's it called again?
Stamped.
So yeah, that's how it's been for me.
Well, I know we've kind of varied what academic time is, including some screen time. What's the show you watch now, the science show?
One Strange Rock.
One Strange Rock.
Yeah,
it's
One
Will
Strange
Smith's, right?
Yeah, it's with Will Smith.
It's on Disney Plus. That's your science homework right now. It's been kind of fun, I think. It's been different, I tell you. For me, I've always had to balance mostly, getting you to and from places and also doing work and doing some things, for the community. But it's been interesting to manage that and also having you do homework at the same time, as socialize with your friends, as enjoying yourself, as exercising. And then cooking for you. I think I've been doing a good job. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you have.
Awesome. Well, so why don't we send a message to everyone listening about enjoying screen time for educational purposes, maybe less gaming.
Yeah.
Go ahead then.
You should use it for educational purposes because a computer and a phone or whatever you have is the key to a new world of education.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. This was Living Room Court. Thank you for listening to Living Room Court. Consider subscribing wherever you're listening to this. Theme song and music by me. I am also the creator and the editor and director. My mother is also the executive producer of the show.